Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. Once again, we have a great engagement here in between the two pro players. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawning here in the lower right in the orange, it is MIG Silver, and his opponent here in the upper right in the blue, it is Scan from South Korea. Sadly, I don't know where Silver is from. He might also be South Korean. I did search his nickname on Wikipedia. Sadly, I didn't find out who he is. But yeah, let's just see how things will unfold. Of course, he's a very good player here, and apparently he also knows here Scan, as they're also chatting here. So yeah, 4 spawning location map it is, as we have a Terran versus a Zerg this time here on this channel. So yeah, and luckily here for Silver, his Overlord is heading straight to the right direction, so this could give him an early advantage here, scouting the position here from Scan. Scan opening up here, of course, with a supply depot. Let's check the build order here for the Zerg. Nothing out of the ordinary yet, of course, as he's very likely going into his second Overlord here. And let's just see if he's going for a fast expansion or not, as they're also talking here about Truta. And yeah, let's just see what exactly is going to happen. There's that supply depot, like I told you. He followed up here really soon with a barracks by Scan. And yeah, let's just see where he's going to place it. Right here next to his ramp. And yeah, apparently Silver thinks about himself that he's a Chobo. Chobo, I guess Chobo means that you're not a very good player, but in the end it looks like Silver has won against Devold. So Devold, a very known Russian player, a very good player, so of course Scan considers him to be a Gosu. So yeah, given the fact that he has won against Devold of course playing Protoss, and yeah, the Zerg pretty much opens up here with a second Overlord into a fast expansion, given the fact that it is of course a 4 spawning location map. There is his spawning pool, at least it should be spawning pool, yes. As Scan is also moving out here with his first SCV. His barracks is about to finish, so the pretty standard open up here for Scan. Sadly for him, he's heading into the wrong direction, and a very lucky scout here for Silver, as really soon he's going to see of course this barracks. Yeah, Terran versus Zerg it is. Apparently, like I've seen from the thumbnail, many Terrans really like to go into mass bio, meaning Marines with medics. And yeah, either that or they can just transition into some mechanical build orders, or just set straight into mechanical build orders, but it's very rare and seen. So yeah, Marines with medics will be strong against any Zerg. However, Zergs also have a nice answer against that with a mass Mutalisk gameplay, for example, or even better, Lurkers could be also the best answer against those bio units, against those Marines, as we have the tier 2 upgrade now just started at around the 2 minute and 50-second mark here. First Zerglings are also really soon coming out here, and yeah, as the SCV is also coming here through with some minerals into his hands. And yeah, just checking out here the proximity from Silver, as so many Zerglings are now moving out here for Silver, so Scan should of course prepare some defenses. A bunker would be really nice, as those Marines should also perhaps go up here this ramp. But then again, I'm sure Scan knows exactly what he's doing. He's actually pulling some SCVs here, preparing a wall in really nice. Should be a bunker here for Scan, and there it is. Really nice position here for those Marines. Not that many will be attacked, as Scan is also microing them, but in the end some Zerglings do make it here through. There's 4 of them, one taking quite some damage. The bunker gets a little bit delayed here, as 2 SCVs have been killed, but now Scan also transitioning here his SCV to his expansion. And yeah, Scan should of course be able to hold this position, as even his scouting SCV is returning here at home. So yeah, the pretty standard stuff here, but pretty soon Zerg should have, of course, yes indeed, he's transitioning straight into Mutalisk. So Mutalisk, it is going to be here for the Zerg, as his drone count looks really strong. 18 drones against 20 SCVs. Remember, Scan did lose some SCVs here. Speed has been done here for those Zerglings. So yeah, 2 Zerglings do remain here online for Silver, as they will of course see, just in case Scan is deciding here to move out. And yeah, 2 barracks here for Scan only. No defenses yet here against those Mutalisk, but then again he has enough time here. He also has this Overlord, so this might be an expansion here for Silver, as we have just passed now the 5 minute mark here. So Yeah, let's just see if those Mutalisks will do any damage here against Scan, any economic damage. Like I told you, there are no defenses yet, there are no turrets yet here prepared for Scan, but he should be of course expecting some Mutalisk harassment really soon. Check, there is his economy, this should be his engineering bay here. So yeah, the timing really good here for Scan. Of course he knows exactly when those Mutalisks will hatch, and here they are. So yeah, the first Mutalisk will be inbound, the engineering bay is about to finish here. Steam should also be of course researched really soon here by Scan, as the first 5 Mutalisks are being made here by the Zerg. And let's just see, Scan still not having any defenses here, but as soon as the engineering bay finishes, there are those turrets here for Scan, and the 5 Mutalisks seem to be already on their way, and there they were here, heading straight towards that expansion point here. So really nice job here by the Zerg, but the turrets, the timing is just right here for Scan, really great timing here. And let's just check, so many Mutalisks here already taking some damage. This SCV could be sniped, so this is a good attack here for Silver, and not that many anti-air here for Scan, so Scan a little bit delaying here his anti-air into his main. His expansion looked really strong, but his main is under siege now out of those Mutalisks. But it's just 5 Mutalisks currently here for Silver, as he's just trying to harass of course the mineral line as much as possible. 7 Mutalisks now here for him, but so many turrets here, actually 2 turrets, even the third one now being made. Silver should be able to cancel this one. And let's just check the work account, 25, but keeps losing more and more SCVs here, so really great harassment here for the Zerg against Scan. Of course the Zerg did lose a Mutalisk here as well, but in the end the harassment is really strong here, and while all of this is happening he is even expanding here into this location. But of course he needs to be careful, those Mutalisks are much hurt here. And yeah, he's just going to try of course once again to bust through, but look at that, Scan already with 4 anti-air turrets here. Let's check his main really quick, only 2 here, now building his third, so his anti-air looking really good here against the Zerg. So yeah, let's just see the next steps here from the Zergs. Perhaps he's going to transition into some lurker gameplay here really soon, upgrading here that air attack and just roaming around the map, just perhaps to snipe some units here. But Scan plays it very defensively, and as I say, this is actually moving out with a small group of medics with some marines. So yeah, he very likely did scan this location, I'm pretty sure about this, so perhaps he's just going straight towards it. And yeah, the harassment looks like it's pretty much over for now here for Silver, but then again so many Mutalisks have joined now in, so luckily here for Scan, those Mutalisks did not get any connection towards those units here, as they would have sniped so many units. And yeah, the Mutalisks are now heading straight towards that main. Remember, it's just 3 turrets here, perhaps going for those production buildings indeed, so it's looking like he's going to snipe 1 turret or 2, but now he just has to leave here, as pretty much is getting surrounded here. So nice surrounding attempt here by Scan, sniping 1 Mutalisk, only losing this 1 turret, and of course making more and more barracks here. But at the end, look at that, he also has a factory and a starport, perhaps a starport for some science vessels, perhaps a tank or 2, maybe some Goliaths. Goliaths would also be a nice idea here for the Terran against so many Mutalisks. But those turrets looks like they're also holding here, and those marines with those medics look also really strong here against all of those Mutalisks. Only 7 of them are now remaining, and he did snipe of course some SCVs, you can see it here in the upper right part. But in the end, was it all worth it here for the Zerg? That is here the question, as more and more he's being droning up. And yes, Scan should of course punish here this expansion attempt by Silver, but in the end he also has to defend at home. So yeah, let's just see his answer here, as Silver is pretty much preparing here his defenses against Scan. But once again, I'm pretty sure he did scan here this location, so this is exactly why he has added here a factory. And yeah, there it is, the first siege tank is now being produced here by Scan, as not that much bio would have been able here to bust through, so he really just needs 1 siege tank or 2 here to get that range attack. As we now finally see Scan moving out, let's just see what exactly his next target is going to be here. as by the looks of it he's heading straight towards the lower left part, currently just in the middle of the part of the map now, as we have passed the 10-minute mark here. So yeah, defenses are up. There's the first siege tanks. More and more should be produced. We also have a first Valkyrie now, so Valkyrie to deal against those Mutalisks here. Valkyrie, of course, a nice unit with lots and lots of splash damage against those Mutalisks. So the perfect counter here for Scan against those Mutalisks into Valkyries, as his group here is forcing their way towards the lower left part, and no defenses here for the Zerg, as we see once again the Mutalisks coming here through, going to try to make some chaos here. He's going to snipe some SCVs here already, 3 of them, 4. So great harassment, but that Valkyrie, of course, here doing so much damage here as well, so much splash damage against all of those Mutalisks. So of course they have to be microed back. Look at that one Valkyrie here causing so much problems here for those Mutalisks. That's exactly why he has some scourges here. But yeah, now the Valkyrie is pretty much surrounded here. He's staying, putting off the scourge, so he should get some connections. Yeah, in the end he did snipe it, but look at that Scan being now able to snipe here this expansion, regrouping or wishing here to regroup into the middle of the map as he's steaming here. And yeah, really nice harassment with those Mutalisks, but in the end he has to micro them out, as Scan might even snipe them here with some medics and with some marines. So yeah, let's just see the next follow-up here. Of course, another Valkyrie is being added here and even attacking here those overlords. But in the end, if you look at the minimap, there will be a strong engagement here. However, it's just the marines and so many sunkens here for Silver, as Silver has pretty much prepared here his defenses. But it's very important, those siege tanks need to be alive here against all of those Mutalisks. So the Mutalisks will very likely try to kill those reinforcements here, as Scan is now already knocking here at the door from this expansion. We even have a spore here, so interesting stuff here by the Zerg, and the reinforcements are pouring in with some marines. Of course, marines needed to defend this one tank, but sadly here for the Zerg he did miss this move out here. He's going to snipe this one tank, but he did miss here this move out here by Scan. So Scan now on 2 tanks knocking here at the door from the expansion. The Mutalisks are nicely positioned here, going to of course kill those reinforcements, kill a medic or 2. But the real action is of course happening here at the doorsteps of this expansion. So yes, Scan luckily here making it through with some tanks. The Mutalisks, I still see them here on the minimap, but yeah, Scan is not going to stop now, of course. And yeah, more and more tanks should be able to be added. We also have this important Valkyrie here, and by the looks of it, Scan is just not going to wait. He's going to steam up here. Yes, indeed, he's steaming up. He's heading straight towards here. All of those Sunkens dealing so much damage against those marines, but those medics are also dealing so much here with so much energy, and even the Valkyries are going to snipe here those overlords. In comes yet another tank here, not being touched by Valkyrie, and he actually did some Guardians here, and we even have some Devourers here, so very rare to see here, and it looks like we're heading into a base trade scenario here. But yeah, Scan looks actually really strong here with so many marines upgraded 1-to-1 here. Siege tanks also nice, and in come those Guardians. Guardians of course really strong against those ground units, and Scan does a nice trick here, irradiating his own science vessels here just to deal damage against those Mutalisks, those Guardians. But in the end there are Devourers, there are even some Scourges here, so in the end they will fall. So yeah, Guardians really strong here against the ground units. In comes this one Valkyrie, getting here attacked by this one Devourer. So great stuff, but the reinforcements are pouring in, and as soon as this Devourer dies, I think the game is pretty much over here, as only this one lone Valkyrie could snipe those Guardians. And yes, indeed, he's even attacking our domain. So yeah, GG indeed it is. So it's the transition here from Scan, from mass bio into those tanks, into those Valkyries. Valkyries really strong unit, anti-air. Goliaths would have also been an option, but Valkyries with that splash damage here, the perfect counter of course against all of those units. Look at all of those Guardians taking so much damage here. So yeah, nice game here, interesting strategy by both players. Very rare to see those Guardians here, but in the end Scan with a perfect timing push. Luckily he made it through with those tanks. If it wasn't for those tanks, of course, he would have very likely taken so much more damage, so much more casualties. Now let's just check those stats really quick. Once again, if you guys are interested, I'm going to be clicking left and right, and interestingly enough, the same APM here for both players. Also very rare to see here. Sorry, gameplay here in between Scan. Still, sadly, I don't know who Silver is. He played really nice, but in the end, Scan just with more aggression here, even sniping here his lower left expansion, and also defending really good with those turrets, with those marines. Pretty good game here for Scan against his opponent. And yeah, I hope you guys once again enjoy this replay, and hopefully it was a good lesson if you're a Terran player, if you're a Zerg player. We will be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.